Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your passion for continuous learning and development. Today, we'll be having a session on fundamentals of performance management. This is a subject or domain area that is central to human resource development. And we have a professional in the house, Mrs. Adiola Akoni Adepegba, who will be anchoring this section for us. Let me just read a bit about her background and profile. Okay, Adiola is the head of human resources, Kaduna Electric. So she's joining us from the north. All right, I hope that the network will be favorable and stable throughout. She has a master's in business administration from the prestigious Bayero University, Kano, and she has her first degree in agricultural management from the University of Agriculture at Belkuta. She is an elected council member and a leader at the Governing Council of Tara Institute of Personnel Management. She's also a fellow of the Tara Institute of Human Capital Development of Nigeria, and she's a full member of the Nigerian Institute of Management. She is committed to professional and self-development, and she can speak Hausa and Yoruba respectively. Of course, English is at default. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with so much pleasure and joy and with a privilege I do not underestimate. Please welcome to the lectern, Mrs. Adiola Akoni Adepegba. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, my own brother, Mr. Oluyemi Adeosun. And good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me this evening. I hope it will be an impactful, insightful, and we have one or two things to go away with. So this evening, I'll be talking to us on the fundamental of performance management. It's been described by CIPD that performance management identify that work that all the individual employees do in a company to make sure that company achieve its goals. So quickly this evening, we are going to be okay. Sorry about that. So during our discussion this evening, we are going to be seeing definition of performance management. We are going to discuss stages or activities in performance management. We are going to see why performance management fail. We are going to see how do we manage performance, and we are going to be talking about roles, responsibilities, and benefits of all the stakeholders in the organization. We're going to be seeing how the rating bias to watch out for, so that at the end of the appraisal period, employees will be happy, subordinates will be happy, line managers will be happy. We are going to be seeing, we are going to be walking ourselves through how to understand the rating scales. Then we are going to talk about why do we even need to calibrate? Why do we need to normalize? Why do we need to moderate appraisals? Then lastly, we'll be seeing how to manage underperformance. Then we have question and answer. So we go. Are these questions familiar to us? Please type yes if those questions you are seeing on the screen, if they are familiar to you. Please type yes for me. Type yes for me if those questions you are seeing, they are familiar to you. Please type yes. How far is the performance management process and the rating awarded? How fair is the performance management process and the rating awarded by line managers? How fair are they? Is performance management HR or line management responsibility? How many performance objective or KPI can we to be able to deliver in a workplace? How effective is performance management process when delivering the objective of the organization? What can we do to eliminate biases associated with this performance management process? Then lastly, what is the difference between performance management and performance appraiser? Yeah, if all these questions are familiar to you, then welcome to the board of performance management. So let's go. Yeah, for line managers that are on this call this evening, please check. Has there ever been a time that you want to appraise your subordinates? We could see performance management horror stories. Oh, where do I start from? How do I go about it? It happens, and I want to believe by the end of today's engagement, we are going to have a different look on how to appraise our subordinate, or our performance management in circle, how it should be managed. So, and if you are a subordinate on this call, has your line manager ever appraised you and you look at him or her as if you should box her, that she or he or she has never been fair with the rating? Have you ever gone home after collecting your performance appraisal results and you are like, oh my gosh, what am I doing in this company? This my line manager doesn't like my face. Is it because we are not speaking the same language? She hates me. Have you ever cried over a performance appraisal result? After today's lecture, I am too sure, I am too confident that we have a better understanding of this. And next time, we are not going to cry. You will collect your appraisal result and you will shake your line manager. Thank you, madam, or thank you, sir. All right, so quickly, let's go. So, what then is performance management? What then is aim to monitor, maintain, and improve employee performance in line with the goals of the organization? This is how it's been defined by CIPD. They are those activities that are put together for employees that make employees to contribute to the performance of the organization. That is what is called performance management. It's a continuous process of improving employees' performance by setting their goals, directing or of the it's about creating an ability to perform, to be able to the objective. Now, it is it is also performance management is not a performance management is a series of activities that should be, and that's why this evening we'll be seeing around the world of so go. We say not a single act. We say it's a combination of to be taken to the achievement. Ola Diporaji, hands down now. Okay, fine. It's not a single activity, it's not a single series of activities. And what start. What is planning? Planning is able to form vision. This is strategy. And when it is set, then to all the organization, after being cascaded unit, after the unit, then it is employee of that organization. Let's say organization A want to achieve a 10 billion naira. 10 billion naira is their goal. The 10 billion naira into all the department. How much is finance? What is finance doing to make sure this 10 billion naira is coming? How many people, how many employees is HR going to train? How many employees is HR going to take abroad? How many employees? What the finance department is bringing on board on top of this 10 billion naira? What is marketing? Are they bringing on board to make sure we achieve this 10 billion naira? So all the departments, the goals of the company, the strategic of the company is breaking down. That is why they call it a top-bottom approach. It's a overall objective of the company is broken down into departments. From department is, and from the unit it is cascaded into the individual KPIs according to their department. Planning, it helps us to know, it gives a clear-cut connections of how each employee is connected to the overall goal, overall objective of the company. So after the planning activity, what else? The other one is monitoring. And basically, who monitors? Of course, supervisors. You monitor what your employees do on a daily basis. You give them feedback where they do well. Yes, you're doing well. Let's keep it up. Where you're not doing well, yeah, you correct. This is what is supposed to be done. The reason is, if line manager, you are saying, is on to review when you are going to evaluate the performance of your subordinate. If you are expecting 10 billion naira truly, and that appraiser year, your employee only make 1 million, because you as a line manager, you did not monitor, you did to help, you did not give an enable that subordinate to achieve that target. So what it's performance management circle, it's of activities that will help that that is being set at the beginning of the year. So be training and develop, there may be training and development where the gap is social knowledge. So that gap is bridged by the wall of training. The gap is being bridged. What else? That's why we have appraiser itself and performance management with performance management. They are not the same thing. So performance that you actually need to rate the employee of employee work in a given them the KPI that has been set initially, how far as he or she happen, then that's why we have rewarding. What is in need for him or her? I'm supposed to do A to Z, and at the end of the A to Z, it makes them to be fulfilled. It makes them to be satisfied. Activities, all the activities that perform Let's see then what. See, of course, performance management is not an annual appraisal meeting. See, even when I was explaining that circle, performance appraisal, one body out of that circle, because you have the planning is called, then you have rating. That's the only performance appraisal that is there. So it is not performance management is not preparing for that. It's an every interaction that make him to perform. That is what performance, a form nor a measuring tool. Sorry. So, well, describe performance management, and we have performance is not performance appraiser. Like I said, performance appraiser is that is against the set goals that have been given to them at the beginning of the year. Gone are the days that performance appraiser here. Now, some people even do it on a weekly basis. Some do it on a monthly basis, biannually, and some it's advisable. It's archaic. It's archaic. It's a goal. So performance management is that it's against the KPI that has been given to them at the beginning. Are the aims of performance appraiser, strength and weakness of the employee. Or subordinates are doing well. No. It needs he or she. Performance appraiser actually help us to identify the weakness and strength of the, evaluate the skills of our staff, of our employee, of our growth, and what they are lagging behind, so that we, as appraiser, it helps us to exact thing that employees as contributed of the organization. Are the objectives of performance appraiser. Help the employees, it helps line manager, it helps employee themselves. Oh, this my staff is being a stellar performer. Yes, I can rep where she can do, I think she can do better. Our employee, and even of the business at large. Performance improvement initiatives. And where is it lagging behind? Is it that I should let him go? Let me send him out to another training school. Let me send him to HR mentorship school. You know, it to identify the type of training our employee skills. Is there attitudinal problem? So performance this. Of course, it helps us to take decision on promotion. A promotion is only for performing staff. It is not for everyone. With our HR, we don't sell ice cream. So I don't expect I cannot give everybody promotion. And once you're not giving everybody promotion, you are enemy. So promotion is not for everybody. So it's one of the things that help us to take decision. And also, no, the company has performed wonderfully well this year. And the manager sort of some percentage of their salary. So it helps in salary raise, yes, performance to note that. Oh, we have talked so much about it helps us in salary raise, promotion, training, and development. So it also talks about rewarding. And so because sometimes we think reward is no. Sometimes it could be financial, and if it's financial, of course, bonus. Not financial, that's why we have reward and recognition at common, the best Shining Star Awards, all those that you need to give my top performing star time, that it actually comes with. So somebody says the reward for hard work is more work. It's also part of, it's also a way, professional growth opportunities. It's also a way, of course, paid leave. If it's a not, company can with the family, even to abroad. Why rewarding of the performance appraiser? Need to manage performance. Somebody said, done. If at the end of the month, the 6th month, know that somebody is watching me, somebody is going on how far I have gone, gets done. So whatever they measures gets done. If we don't measure results, person has really done well, we may not be able to see success and failure. If that this is how far, this may not be able to tell whether the person has even failed in the work we have given. So we manage performance, whether the employees, whether the organization has failed. Do we measure performance? Well, whatever, if then we can actually reward it. This staff has taken on, then we can reward it. So we manage performance, and we need to reward it. So if you cannot see it, and never reward it. So why do we? If we cannot reward success, rewarding failure, because she's my sister. The office. Yes, we pray together. We attend the same function. Yes, he came to my house and washed all my clothes the other time. Not reward success. If you cannot reward somebody that has done perfectly well, we will probably be rewarding failure. We will probably be rewarding eye service. We will probably be rewarding, yes, no, board chairman. I don't want to offend board chairman. So we'll probably be rewarding failure if we cannot reward success. And if we cannot see that this is a success, obviously we cannot learn from it. If we cannot see that, no, This is a success. It is glaring. Everybody is saying it. To learn from it. So, and if we cannot recognize failure, I love this step so much. If you cannot recognize that this failed, we won't be able to correct it. And some of us, most especially the line managers, we always forget that employee will not die in that your company. They will go to another company, and it is when they get there, that's when they will discover that, so they have been messing up all this while. As you are not helping situation, because even when they are not giving you the result, you still pat them at the back instead of you to correct them. It's just a correct, as appraiser, I always say it's just for correction. It's for the improvement of performance. So if we cannot correct it, if you cannot recognize that this guy is failing, we will not. Guess what? Anybody that, if you can demonstrate a positive result, you will win you will win public support. I tell you something, even when your line manager is not giving you your rating, what you deserve, people are watching. Don't just say because I deserve, I've worked A+, and my line manager is giving me B, so I continue doing what you know how to do best. Continue doing that your work. If you can demonstrate a positive result, some people somewhere, because they are watching, one day they will speak for you. One day you will get that support. So please, even when your line manager is not, even when your supervisor is always giving you what you think you have done more than that, please continue being your best, because people are watching and you will win. So let's go. So let's see. Why do performance management fails then? With all this activity we have said, we have talked about planning, we have talked about monitoring, about feedback, about learning and development. So why do they fail? Why does it still fail after all the activities that have been put into the operation? Why does it still fail? Performance management fails because of unstructured performance management, because the process is not structured. It's just, we start from planning and we just jump to performance appraisal itself. So many activities it's missing. There is no enabling environment for this. There is no feedback. There is no learning and development. There is no interaction between employees, between supervisors and supervisee. There is no interaction. There is no connection. There is no employee engagement. It is not structured. So we jump from planning. Yes, you have your KPI. Yes, you have your job description. Yes. So performance management fails because it is not well structured. Why do performance management fail? It fails because of wrong selection of employees' goals. Because the goal of the staff, the goal of employees is even different. It's totally different from the goals of the unit. It's different from the goal of the department. It's different from the goal of the whole company itself. The whole company is going on the horizontal level. The goal of the staff is fail because they are not going together. Performance management will fail because it must be inclined. The goal, the employee's goal must be inclined to the goal of the department, to the vision of the organization. They go line in line. They go, but once it is separated, that one go horizontal, One goes horizontal and the other one goes vertical. Performance. What am I saying this evening? There must be a clear-cut connection of how each employee knows that their work, everything they do on a daily basis, has a connection until that is put in place. Performance management will fail. Until the goals of the employee is connected, performance management will fail. Until those employees understand that what they do on the performance of the organization, performance management will fail. Because there are barriers in communication. The board has said this is where we are going, and the board has cascaded it to the heads of department, but the communication seat at that table only of the head of the department is not cascaded down. And even sometimes that is cascaded down along the way, there are barriers. It got distorted on the road, on the way. Performance management will fail. Performance management fail because of overemphasis on recent performance that our subordinates do. Yeah, no. Yesterday, and he gave me A, B, C, D, E. Meanwhile, day before yesterday, this girl has been sleeping. Overemphasis on recent performances make performance management to fail. In my next slide, we are going to be driving so much on that. So why do performance management fail? It fails because we only think it's just that performance appraisal, evaluation time, review time, assessment time. That is why do performance management fail? Because no reward and recognition for that employee. This employee has been is delivering, he's doing everything. He has been meeting his target, the objective, the KPIs. This boy has been getting it. But eventually there is no reward, no recognition, no even thank you, not even a card to say, no, you did well, my staff. Then performance management will fail. So quickly, please, let's see. I could see so many charts. Please, after my, I'm going to take the questions and every other thing. So let's quickly see the benefit of performance management to organization. You know, it makes us to see the business very well. It's improve productivity. It's overcome barriers to communication. It makes decision about promotion, compensation, reward of employee to be easier for us, for the company. You know, it's improve organization performance. It provides saving cost advantage for the company. It motivates and help in employee retention. Benefit of performance management. It shows the exact picture of productivity of every one employee in that company. What are the benefits of performance management to the managers now? Because you have been managing that performance from when the KPI is set at the planning stage. You have been monitoring, you have given feedback so many times, you have corrected, you are not waiting till the day of performance appraisal. Then the conflict will be reduced. It's reduced the conflict between line managers and subordinates, right, to the manager. It's because it helps in giving constructive feedback to our individual employee. Then what are these benefits to the employees themselves, to our subordinate themselves? It clarifies employees' expectations. Because it's been given to you at the beginning of the year. you are going to do this, you are going to do that. Yeah. QED, it has clarified it. So is performance management help us, it helps expectations to know what they need to do to make the company perform. It provides a self-assessment opportunity. They themselves can actually assess themselves and know this week, what and what have I done? They can do a personal self-appraisal. It clarifies job accountability and contribute to improve performance. It improves employee personal skills. Now we have seen the benefits to organizations, to line managers, and to the employee themselves. So what are the roles and responsibilities of HR in this performance management that we have been talking about? HR help to create an enabling environment that promotes effective performance management. HR champion best management, champion performance management best practices. We help and encourage line managers to establish and build a good relationship with their employees. We provide guidance and coaching to employee and manager throughout the process. What are the roles and responsibilities of performance management for managers? You could see it build trusting relationship with employees, helps them to build trusting relationship. It creates opportunity for feedback sessions throughout the year. It helps them to meet opportunity. It helps them to meet their subordinates at least quarterly, to assess their progress and revise goals. If it helps them to align their goals with the departmental goals. Now, roles of responsibility of employee in performance management, it's managers. It's help them to participate in, this is how you have done it in the past, and this is how you should do it henceforth. It established their career development goals, and it's help them to document their accomplishment, their contributions throughout the year. It's determined the area for improvement and potential development opportunities. Now, quickly, let me walk us through a normal appraisal form. Apologies. So this is how, before I explain this, performance appraisal form, anyway, it depends on what the organization we have is using, because we have a lot of tools we use. We have a lot of methods. Some people use management by objective. It could be a 360-degree feedback. It could be, we have assessment center method. It could be ranking method. It could be graphical rating method. It could be a paired comparison method. But most company, most organization, they actually combine management by objective and balanced scorecard. Most organizations, they combine both management by objective and a balanced scorecard method. So quickly, I'm going to be showing us a template or example of how a balanced combination of MBO and balanced scorecard looks. So we are seeing this is a balanced scorecard. Of course, we have 4 perspectives. When we are talking about balanced scorecard appraisal method, it has 4 perspectives. We have the financial part of it. We have the processes. We have the customers. What do we need to do to our customers before we can get there? What do we need? What are the processes that we need to put in place? Of course, we have the the learning and development. What are we going to do in relating to training that will take us to where we want to be? So This is the balance scorecard that I just explained that. So let me skip. This is a typical scorecard appraiser tool or method. We could see where KRA, we say where all our KPIs are imputed. The targets, the weightage is there. We have the self-rating column. We have the line manager rating column. We have the reviewer. If our company do, it's not all the company that actually do that, but if your company is one of the, of course, we have where you separate yourself, like your line manager rates you, then that a top person, that's the line manager of your own line manager, review what your line manager has rated. Then at the end of the day, is calculated and average rating rate is picked. So this is the same thing. Before I jump, please note that every appraiser must carry both the KPI that has been given at the beginning of the year and the behavior of such employees must also be measured. And aside the KPIs that has been given at the beginning of the year, the behavior of such employee must also be measured. So in this my template, you have the KPIs, also you have the behavior at the second page of the rating sheet. So I'm jumping this place now. We have talked about appraiser. I'm sure something is ringing in our mind that this appraiser. So now quickly, let me tell you something that if you, as a line manager, you are here and you follow up with what we are talking this evening. Next time when you are having appraiser with your subordinates, at least you would have some headache would have gone. And quickly, I'm going to tell us the rating bias that we should always watch out for when we are appraising our subordinate. Number one is halo effect. Halo effect. What is an halo effect? An halo effect occurs when a rater attaches too much significance to a single factor of performance. And because of that rater is now giving similar ratings, KPIs. I give you an instance on that. An halo effect is when your line manager, you have 5 KPIs that you're supposed to deliver at the end of your rating period. And because it's an halo effect, you only did one. And probably that one that you did, you overdo, you do 120%. And because of that, your line manager used that to rate the other 4 KPIs that you did not do. It is an halo effect, and it is a bias that all the line managers must watch out for. It is a bias that all the line managers must watch out for. It's called an halo effect because of one single factor. You have a 5 KPIs to deliver. But out of those 5 KPI, you only did one. And that's what you did. You did it very, very well. So because of that, your line manager now rates you. He gave you similar rating of all over that 5 KPIs. Meanwhile, you only did it on one. The other 4, you were sleeping. It's an halo effect that both employees, both supervisors and supervisee should watch out for it. The second one here is the recency bias. Recency bias. This performance appraisal involve assessment of employee performance for a specific period. Of course, we know that's I say it could be quarterly, it could be biannually, yearly, it could be weekly, it could be monthly. However, people may not perform uniformly throughout that period due to numerous factors. And I tell you, often recent events tend to overshadow the overall performance. And I give you an instance on that too. My subordinate, his KPI is to deliver 5 things. His KPI is to deliver 5 things. in the month of January, hey, Adeola was sleeping. In the February, Adeola was just sleeping. In March, Adeola was sleeping, despite all the correction. April, Adeola was sleeping. May, Adeola could not wake up. June, July, August. But September, bim, Adeola wakes up because she knows that at the end of the year, appraisal is coming. Then Adeola wakes up. She started picking up. She was working 28 hours per day, if there is anything like that. If there's anything like that. Adeola was working. And at the end of the day, when Adeola is being appraised, the line manager appraised Adeola because Adeola will come to office 7 a.m. and close probably 10 p.m. so that she can achieve the KPI that has been set. Meanwhile, of course, we know that that KPI was set at the beginning of the year. And it is set so that you achieve it on a daily, monthly, on a weekly basis, not only on a yearly basis. But Adeola was sleeping for quite 9 months. Until when she realized appraisal is coming, that's when she wakes up and she begins to overrun all other people. And during the appraisal period, Adeola supervisors rate Adeola very well. Recency bias. Because all those work Adeola is just doing, they are recent, they have been recent. They are the ones she did last month, last week. The supervisor can easily remember them. I know Adeola has done well. Adeola that was sleeping for 9 months. So some of the biases we should watch out for is a recency bias. Performance appraiser is for a period of time, not for just that 3 months that Adeola has worked. So line managers on this call, please watch out for recency bias when we are appraising our subordinate and even the subordinates themselves. Please don't sleep. Once you have your KPI with you, your time starts from that day. Your start counting from that day. Do not sleep until performance appraisal remain 1 week, until you remain 1 month, like that was what Adeola did. It's a recency bias. So the other one here is a tendency bias. We have so many line managers that know that's just what they do. They cannot just rate employees. No, I can't afford to rate them low. I give all of them A+. I give all of them A. I'll tell you a story quickly. Where I worked before, there is this line manager that one day I was preparing the succession plan tracker, and I went to meet this young man that please give me successors, at least 2 or 3 successors that you think they can work, they can manage your position if you are not there. Do you know what this man told me? He said, no, all of his staff, there is no one person that can do it. Is that no one person that can do it? You are the only one that can do it. And guess what? When the appraisal time comes, he gave all of them A+. So I went back to meet him. I said, but sir, the other time I came, I told you, give me successors, and you said no. You don't have anybody that can do it. And the appraisal period comes now, and you gave all of them A+. How comes? So it is not balanced. So there are some leaders like that. There are some line managers like that, that they have that tendency that they cannot rate their subordinates low, or they cannot rate them high. No, even if you like, work with your head. I'm not going to give you more than B. I'm not going to give you more than average. If you like, don't sleep. There are some line managers like that. So please, line managers on this call, let's watch out for a tendency bias. If our subordinate has done well, why not? If he deserve A+, give the person A+. If whatever they deserve, please let's remove this tendency that if I should rate them A+, they will say I am generous with my marking. Or if I should rate them low, they will say, this is the problem I'm having. Please, tendency, let's remove those biases. Then what again? We have a personal bias. What's the personal bias? Because I don't like her face. Because I did naming ceremony of my child that time, she did not even come. I did birthday, she did not even say happy birthday to me. All other staff, when they come to the office, they come and greet me in the morning, but he does not come. A personal bias. We don't pray together. He does not speak my language. It's not my color. Personal bias. All these are just, you know, they're just personal beliefs that we have. And if we take that to our appraisal table, it will definitely affect our appraisals. So how do we now avoid appraisal pitfalls during appraisal? Number one, know the problem. What are the problems? Is it the subordinate himself or the line manager themselves? Understand the problem and help them to solve it. Number two, it's important we use the right performance appraiser tool. I just told us about some we have the MBO, management by objective. We have the balance card, we have peer group, we have ranking method, we have assessment center method, we have graph rating method. We should try and use the right one. But most companies, like I said, they use the combination of management by objective and a balance scorecard. Then number three here, train the supervisors or raters. Before that rating, please train them how to rate employees. Let them understand, train them. In my office, anytime we want to do appraisal, quarterly, even though I've trained them last year, I train them every time because they must have forgotten, probably they must have forgotten. So I train them every time. Anytime our appraisal period is coming, I retrain all our line managers, please. So HR professionals, train all your line managers every time you want to have your performance appraisal. Then the second to the last, control outside influences. Because she's a daughter of the board chairman, and so outside influences. If she has not done A+, please don't give that employee A+. Give her or give him what they have done. Remove those influences. Another area is keep a diary. I have 5 staff to appraise at the end of the quarter, or as it may be. Keep diary for all of them. Employee A, employee B. Record what they have done. And not only that, even the subordinates themselves, please record everything that you have done, your performances, your contributions. Put them in a diary and on the appraisal day, so that at least it will reduce conflicts. No, I have my diary here. This and this and this and this and this are what I have done over the time. So it is important we keep our diary for appraisal to avoid appraisal pitfall. So now let's understand the normalization, or some people call it calibration, some people call it moderation. So we say backup system of performance appraisal is a forced ranking system that is being imposed by the management. And why is it imposed? Because management will tell you, no, the company only did 40%. So your rating should not, your performance rating should not be that more than that 40%. Of course, performance appraiser it goes in line with what the company does. Company cannot do 40%, and you are saying, oh, all your staff have done 80%. It is not possible. It has to, of course, your performance appraiser has to be in line with the performance of the company. So what are the advantages of this bell curve? Number one, it helps us to identify top performance, because we have the bell curve grading. You have your A+, you have your A, or that's the case may be. Some people call it exceptional, above expectation, average, poor performance, and co. So it depends on what your company or what your organization name is. So the bell curve helps us to identify top performance. It helps us to remove line managers' bias. It helps us to remove line managers' bias. If somebody has not done A+, and you said the person has done it, the bell curve will show. The bell curve will show it. What's our advantage of bell curve? It helps us to identify suitabilities of employee in a position. Does this guy even fit this position? Or can we change a job role for it? Can we change his role? So it helps us to advantage of bell curve. It helps us to identify where employee let me say it helps us to put the right spec in the right hole. It helps us to manage our training needs. And what are the disadvantages, man? It's too rigid. Because the management has given you, it's a bucket that the management has given you that no, you cannot have more than 20 A+ in this year for performance appraisal because the company is not doing well. So it is rigid because HR practitioners, we have to fit ourselves into that performance of the company. The company cannot be doing 20% and you will say all employees have done 80%. It is not possible. It has to correlate. It has to correlate. So it's rigid. It causes low or loss of morale. It drops productivity. And sometimes it can lead to absenteeism. Why am I even going to the office? After all, what I did, the other time I did, I was not giving what I'm supposed to have been giving. So it causes absenteeism in the office. Now, we have talked about performance appraisal. We have talked about the bell curve, what it can cause. Now, please, line managers, and the other time I talked about how we are going to balance the KPI and the behavior, the KPI of the staff, and how did the employee carry the job out. So it's now a matter of the what, which is that the KPI that has been set, that has been given at the beginning of the year, and how did the employee carry it out. So it matters. The two, they go hand in hand, the KPI and the how it is done. I cannot give you, a line manager cannot give the subordinate a work that please submit so and so by the end of the week. And the line manager is giving him or her on a Monday. At the end of the week, this month, that work that you gave me, she or he did not go and meet the line manager on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. It's the time that he is to submit it and is giving excuse. The job that is being given and the how that is being done. And I use an example of Adiola the other day, how Adiola was sleeping. The work, the how, but they must be balanced. How did you do the work that your line manager has given to you? It is important. It is important. Do not just focus on the KPI. Focus on how it is being done. Yes, I have given you work to do. And when you brought the work, because you want to meet up with time, I have to correct. I have a lot of the whole page you brought. I have to correct them. How have you done it? Yes, the what you have done it, but how have you done it? So we need to balance it. Subordinate down this call, line managers that are on this call. We need to balance between the what is being given and how. Like I said, some call it calibration and some call it, moderation. Why do we moderate? It helps the business leader to understand the overall performance of all the employees within the organization. It discusses action and next steps to enhance employee performance. It ensures overall ratings align with the distribution curve that reflects the business performance. I talked about this one the other time. But the reason why we need to moderate, why we need to calibrate, why we need to normalize is to ensure that the exact performance of the business is reflecting in that performance appraisal. Somebody is raising up their hand. So when we are talking about calibration or normalize, we have the one that is department, and it's also we have for the whole organization. This is the one from the department where you have the chief or the head of the department chair that calibration session. The chief chairs it, HR is there, and other team leads, they are also there to, because only the chiefs cannot do it, only the HR cannot do it. We also need the supervisors of those subordinates. We also need them to be at the table. So for departmental calibration, the head of the department is needed. The HR is needed there to help them facilitate the activity. And also all the other line managers under that department, they are also needed there. So this is for the whole organization. Of course, the GM, the MD, the chairman is the one chairing that table, and all other department heads, they're also the HR is there. You finance department, you have done so and so. Marketing, this is your KPI. This is how far you have gone. Revenue, this is what we ask you to do. This is what you do. So this calibration section for the whole organization is chaired by #1 person in that organization, and HR help them to facilitate it. So understanding rating scales, I've said so much on this one. I may not be able to drive so much on it. We have exceptional, some some companies, they use A+, some use above expectation for their A, some for their B, just expectations have been met, and for D, below expectation, and E, as the case may be, significantly below expectation. So this is the typical example of a bell curve in any performing organization. Any organization that is performing, this is how their bell curve looks. In a performing organization, we could see it's a ratio of 10, 20, and 70. 10 for non-performing, 20 for performing, and at the average, we have 70%. This is in a performing, a good organization that you and I want to join. This is how it looks. Meaning, in every company, there must be no performance. In every company, there must be top performance. So we are saying in a normal, in a good organization, some like General Electric, Shells, and co. This is how it's a good template of their backup. This is how it looks. We could see their top performance here is rating 20%. Their non-performance is rating 10. And for the average staff, we have 70% there. So, and let's see if it's a non-performing organization. This is how it also looks. Because since we have performance in the performing organization and we also have poor performance, the same thing applies to even when that organization is not performing. So let's see. Of course, if you are a high flyer, you are a stellar performer, you are a top notch, you are target hires. Every company, they are looking for you. Somebody wants to come and poach you. You understand? You could see here. Everybody wants to come for you. You're high flyer. Average hires, people that yes, we are fine, but we are cool. And look at this, the red part of it. Of course, what was I thinking that made me hire you? What was HR thinking? Is HR around? How will you hire these people? And those are the ones that easily, when anything happens in the organization, they are prone to go. that the first person HR is thinking of, because HR has done PIP, HR has done all it could, and still they could not change. So those are the ones that when anything happens, they are the ones to leave the organization quickly. So now, how do we manage biases? We have seen biases, we've talked about biases, and build a fair process in performance appraisal. Now, let's see what underperformance is, the causes of underperformance, and how can we manage underperforming staff. Now, underperformance is when employees consistently, I put the word consistently because it's possible that you just transfer an employee to a place. For the first 3 months, the person may not perform. You will not tag that as underperformance. But once it's consistent, when employee consistently fail to achieve agreed performance, the agreed objective or behavior required for the role, or it significantly fall below expectation, then it is termed underperformance. And what are the causes of this underperformance? Number one, we have recruitment error. In the first place, this dollar is not supposed to be in our, it's not supposed to be in our company. But because, yes, somebody is bringing her now, she's from the top. Recruitment error, because even you as HR, you identify it. That is why it's always advisable as HR professionals, if you notice anything, even if it is board chairman that is bringing the person, advise professionally. Even though sometimes, you know, but when you are giving your report, please write it. This person has demonstrated those so. Therefore, he is not recommended for this job. Otherwise, HR, it will still come back to you. The person will come and join your bucket of PIP. So if the recruitment has an error initially, you must, underperformance must come. The job is not just right for them. Maybe she can't even do the job. The person must underperform. So it's part of the things we HR must watch out for when we are tagging people underperformance. Lack of motivation. This boy has been working. The line manager has never said thank you. Instead, the rubbish or everything he brings to the table. Of course, it could cause underperformance. Attitude. Wow. Attitude, they say, can lead you to altitude, and you cannot achieve anything if you don't have this good, positive attitude. I always say, if you lack good attitude, or if you lack attitude, nobody will want to work with you, even if you are Dangote's son. People will be running away from you, and it will cause underperformance. If your attitude is not right, people will not work with you. Personal problems can cause underperformance. It's always good, you know. That's why this interaction, it's important between a line manager and their subordinate. It is important. And thereby, the line manager could be able to help the line manager, the subordinate, to manage how to come out of such problems. Then lack of required capacity. This guy does not even have the knowledge it requires. He doesn't even have the skills. He doesn't have the ability. He cannot even do it. The capability is not there. But yes, HR, because she's my friend and I want her to come to my company, I hired her. He's coming back to your bucket of PIP. So how do we now manage, having understand what underperformance is? So how do we manage the underperformance? Then it is the responsibility of the line manager to find out the reason why the subordinates are underperforming. And some of the questions to ask her, is he or she is actually in the right job? Does he or she lacks the skills required to carry out this job? Are there motivation issues? That's why she's not performing. Or is it an attitudinal issue? That's why I say it takes the line manager. The interaction is required. The employee engagement is required. And having understand how to manage underperformance, there's what we call performance improvement plan. Before I explain performance improvement plan, it is not all underperforming employee that should be advised for performance improvement plan. Please, line managers, try and understand what is affecting that your subordinate first before a PIP is set up for the person. There are so many things that can happen to subordinate to make them underperform. There are so many things. So let's try and find out first before that subordinate is actually channeled through PIP. And I always say too, PIP, performance improvement plan, is not a dead warrant. No, it's not a dead state of the performance of employee. It's an avenue to improve employee performance. So what is performance improvement plan? We've said some month. They put the employees on a bucket of performance improvement plan. Somebody is there to handhold the employee. Somebody is there to coach. Somebody is there, you know, to do everything to ensure the employee do the right thing, and all these things they are doing is being documented. It's being documented. They are documenting it. Today I go with so person. This is what I discuss. And somebody is signing. The subordinate is signing. That person that is holding the subordinate or the employee's hand is also signing. Both of you, the HR, it's signing. For the past 1 week, I have been coming to your office. I've been holding your hand. This is what we have been discussing. You agree? Sign your page. I sign my page. So PIP must be documented. It must be well documented. So after this PIP period, normally, usually for so many organizations, it's usually 3 months. So after these 3 months, it's based on organization's discretion. They can extend, and some do not extend. That's the truth. Some can extend, some do not extend, which if the employee did not come out of that bucket, it could actually lead to termination of the employee's appointment. It could lead to that. In conclusion, we're going to be writing 3 things that we think after this lecture, we've understand what performance management is. We know it is not the same thing as performance appraiser. We have understand how to manage poor performance and every other. So what are the 3 things that when we go back, we have known the difference between how and what is being given, what is given and how is being done. So what are the 3 things that we're going to do differently after this meeting when we go back to our respective offices, so that they will know that we have come for a training at HR mentorship. So you write that down, we discuss it later. And having done that, we'll be concluding with this quote from Brian Tracy. Personal development is a major time saver. The better you become, the less time it takes to achieve your goals. I want to appreciate everyone on this call. I want to appreciate my own friend, my own brother, Mr. Ade Oshun Oluyemi, for giving me this opportunity to talk to us on the performance management. And I'm leaving this word for all of us. Personal development is a major time saver. So for us being here today is a personal development. Thank you and thank you and thank you. While I take a few questions before.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, elected council member, for such an excellent job.
Thank you,
If you
sir.
have a few questions, we can quickly take them. You may please raise your hand so that we recognize you and you can ask your questions. If you so prefer, you can type it quickly. It will be great if we can be out of here in the next few minutes. I'm checking, trying to watch out if we have
Yes,
any questions.
I am too.
Okay. I cannot see any hands. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. But somebody is asking, can we get the template? Why not? Well, or if my host advises, we have to come in enhancement engagement, continuous and effective in depth. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you, Afreni Joshua. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Fola Shade Adeniji. Thank you, everyone. Your feedback will make me better, to make us to do more. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your recommendations. Thank you once again, Madam Adiola, for the outstanding presentation.
Thank you, sir.
In the next few minutes, maybe 30 minutes maximum, we'll upload this on the YouTube channel. You can watch all the other episodes there. Thank you so much. Let's have a good night's rest. Bye for now. Bye.
Mr. Deoshun.